Hi, my name is Cheyonna Boone, and I work at Camp Tulsa as a family engagement specialist. Our mission at Camp Tulsa is to help students and families succeed. My role as the family engagement specialist is to build trust, facilitate, and support collaborative partnerships between staff and families that lead to learning. Engaging with families is half of what I do, but the other half is engaging with school staff, especially teachers. We encourage teachers to build strong relationships with students and their families through a lens of equity. The celebration of diverse identities provides a healthy foundation for student belonging, engagement, and learning. Building intentional relationships between families and teachers takes dedication and commitment. People are complex and they have their own life stressors. Even after COVID, we are realizing these complexities, stressors, and anxieties have been heightened. These elements are affecting not only families, but teachers as well. This leads me to my adaptive challenge in education, supporting teachers emotionally. How might we create a safe place for teachers to explore their own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that affect their students and families? We understand students and their families bring their whole selves and their lived experiences with them to school. This can range from demographics, environment at home, previous experience with teachers, or trauma. While the same is true for teachers, at least it was for me. I taught for 3 years. While I was teaching in the classroom, I realized the things I had experienced in my past and current life affected the way I not only taught, but interacted and built relationships with my students' families. It wasn't until I started questioning my behavior in the classroom that I noticed a correlation between my personal life and the effectiveness of my teaching. I had to confront the misconception I had of my Latinx families. I assumed that they would not think I was qualified enough to teach their children because I did not speak Spanish. I thought I wouldn't be able to build strong relationships with their families. This came from my lack of experience around Latinx people growing up. I was also displaying biases towards my Black students because of my socialization in primarily white spaces. I thought I had to work twice or even 3 times as hard in order to be valued as a Black woman in a world that values what Black people produce instead of who we are. I passed this on unconsciously to my Black students with the expectation of a higher standard. Even having a season of life where I was depressed and I was not able to emotionally bond with my students or their families. Through outside teaching experiences, I was able to participate in affinity groups. These groups created a brave space for me to express these hard but real truths. I experienced success through acknowledging these thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and working through it with accountability and teaching communities outside of my school. My goal is to provide these brave spaces for teachers within their schools. I conducted a landscape analysis of current supports on my organization. I met with various teams in my organization to better understand the system and current support to identify potential gaps. The supports listed in green are student-centered with the help of teachers implementing them. Starting with conscious discipline, it is the social-emotional approach to help teachers understand student behavior. While this aids in emotional safety, the intended target is the student in helping the teacher move away from harsh disciplinary actions. Our early childhood team created the Student Success Team for Tier 3 students, which are students who need more intensive individualized support in the classroom. Through the process of supporting these students, the teacher may opt in for restorative coaching from a third-party consultant. However, because our percentage of Tier 3 students is so low, only a small percentage of teachers can receive this support because of budgeting. The blue circles are the supports teachers have access to inside and outside the organization. Inside the organization, teachers have instructional coaches who help them improve the quality of teachers' plans and practices. Our HROD program department provides professional development trainings around growth and soft skills to staff. Through benefits, staff have access to Modern Health, which is a virtual mental health platform that has a wealth of resources. This is a more individualized approach to emotional support. The white circle at the top is the potential gap. This is a space I think it would be beneficial to create group-centered emotional support for teachers the way I experienced in the teaching communities outside of my school. Based on the information I learned about current supports in my organization regarding teachers, I decided to examine the supports we offer students to see if they're congruent. I believe by identifying any gaps between supports offered to students versus teachers, it could illuminate a potential pathway to marrying and support for teachers. I talked about the Student Success Team and opt-in restorative coaching. A MDT meeting gathers all stakeholders around a child with challenging behaviors to discuss possible solutions to manage behavior. A student and their family can receive therapy at our schools through the BHS. In comparison, teachers have their benefits. I also discussed conscious discipline and instructional coaches. It isn't a one-to-one comparison, however, they work together in conjunction. The safe place is a strategy from conscious discipline. This is a designated area inside the classroom where students can go when they are upset and practice using the tools in the safe place to regulate their emotions. I was not able to find a mirroring support for teachers. How can we create a mirroring emotional support concept for teachers within their school? My next steps consist of getting in front of teachers to conduct interviews to understand their emotional needs. I plan to draft a statement of interest to present to school leadership explaining the purpose of teacher interviews. Working alongside our research and innovation team to create unbiased questions and gathering themes. From these themes, collaboratively working with teachers and school leadership to create a support teachers want. Thank you for listening to my adaptive challenge.